Hello, check. All right, thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. So first thing first, sorry for coming late here. I think they had to mandatory do a 5 minutes break because of me coming late. I hope the presentation covers up for that. What we'll do is we'll try and talk about influencer marketing very briefly in 5-7 minutes because we have 15 minutes, and we'll take the rest of the time for you guys to ask any questions or maybe ask anything that you think is related to influencer marketing, probably how to run an influencer campaign for your brand, or what not to do or what to do. If you have any of such questions, I'll be happy to answer that in the second part of the PPT. So firstly, quickly, what makes me even eligible to stand here and talk about influencer marketing? I'll quickly give you my background. So I'm an engineer turned entrepreneur. Did my graduation from IIT Delhi, and the last 3 years, I've been working on a platform called Wobb. Wobb is an influencer marketplace. Very simply, in one line, what we do is we help you discover influencers. So we have over 200 million influencers in our discovery repository. We help you run campaigns through a marketplace that we have built in on our platform. So how the marketplace works is you post the campaign, influencers can apply for the jobs that you post, and you can immediately get matched with the right influencers. And third, we help you manage and monitor. We've done over 10,000 campaigns in the last 2-3 years. Just to give you perspective, some of our brands are doing campaigns with 5,000 influencers every month. To set this against what other agencies are doing, most agencies have not done this in their lifetime, combined all their brands. So 5,000 a brand every month has given us a lot of insights and information on what to do and what not to do. And I'll probably be talking about generically of where the space is leading to, and then hopefully in the one-on-one Q&A, answer some of the questions that you may have. So for everyone, for ones who don't know what influencer marketing is, think about you are paying someone, any one of you. Ideally, we at Wobb believe everybody is an influencer. So you can kind of influence your friend's decision in making an Apple MacBook purchase or any other decision. Typically, 2 things are required to become an influencer. You should know how to create content, and you should have a distribution channel. So that could be you have some followers on Instagram or certain subscribers on YouTube who you could pass that information to and spread the word. So typically, brands come, look for certain relevant creators, pay them some money, get content, get distribution. That's like the broad concept of what influencer marketing is. You must have heard about some popular names, Asna Shroff, Dolly Singh. The prominence of these influencers growing by the day. You started seeing some of these influencers have now started coming in movies, right? So people are recognizing them at the same level as probably your Bollywood stars, right? So with increasing importance for them. The second thing why influencer marketing is relevant today is that there's a growing number of users present on social media today. Compared to 2014, we had 2 billion users. Now we have 4 billion users, and in next 3, we are going to add additional 1.5 billion users on social media, thanks to internet and smartphone penetration for that. So clearly, a lot of your marketing spends are moving from traditional digital means like banners and TV ads to social media. And this makes influencer marketing very, very important and relevant in today's context. So let's talk about what is present and what we need, or what changes you will see going forward in the next 3 years to 5 years, or even faster. Today we have creators, right? So, and apparently in India, if you look at influencer marketing has come in not so long ago. So about 5 years. In US, it would be about 12 years. So people who are, and in the COVID, there's huge surge of everyone wanting to become creators, doing their hobbies at home. What apparently people have not learned yet is to how to create content. So people can create good videos, they can do product feedback, but they yet to become storytellers, right? So if you give them, here's my product, and create something around it, what you're going to get is a photo of that product with, hey, check out this product, buy it, it's amazing. And that's not the way you want to do it, right? So we'll talk about one example of what a good/bad content would be. Any photo of product promotion where you're saying, check the product URL, it's amazing, it's great, that's a bad content. Anyway, where you're saying, you know what, when I was a 17-year-old, I had X, I had Y, and you try and make it relatable, also true, is probably a better content to place. And I think this is where, and I don't expect a lot of this to come from influencers. This should ideally be a marketing manager, a platform like ours, to empower creators to create great content, and also influencers' combined effort. Today you have ChatGPT and tools like that. I'll just tell you quick things you can do if you're a marketing manager trying to figure out innovative ideas for each of your creators without really putting in the work. I would have shown you, but apparently I couldn't add that video. But just go on ChatGPT and say, you know, what is the, I am a brand that sells kurtas or anything that you're doing, and say my target audience is 18 to 25, living in Bangalore, Bombay, Delhi. I want to engage with micro-influencers on Instagram. Give me some campaign themes. You start with campaign themes, and then you pick up, okay, for the campaign theme number 2, number 3, give me certain caption ideas, right? So it will give you a layer of caption ideas, layer of graphic ideas. You can say, give me 20, hire 20 influencers, give it to all of them. Let them see if they can relate to any of those 20 stories and personalize it and then send it across. And all of this can be done in actually 2 to 3 minutes really. Like it's 1 or 2 clicks. What typically used to take a lot of time, ChatGPT has been able to help, or some of these other tools has helped you out do it faster, right? So in a way we say democratize creativity, right? So that's what has happened. And I think a lot of us don't still use it, but if we use it, maybe we'll help creators become more of storytellers. So that's one, and we see a lot of uptake of that happening already with brands that we work with. Let's say the second thing that's happening currently is we're working with a lot of influencers based on their demographics, right? So say if I'm selling a kurta, which is relevant for 18 to 25-year-old men, I'll go hunting for 18 to 25-year-old men, assuming he's a relevant guy for me in fashion. It could actually be absolutely split. It's likely that the 18 to 25-year-old men is following a women which is 25 to 30-year-old and creating completely different content. And so it's not going to be direct influencer focused targeting. It will be a combination of influencer and audience focused targeting, right? So you would want to know where their audience is, and this is directionally where we are headed. The challenges with current systems that you would have seen if you're doing influencer marketing is no tool currently gives you that insight. Say if you're running a campaign on Instagram, you'd have to go on Instagram and find what their audience demographic and everything is. But with a lot of AI and machine learning, I think this problem has been solved for. So if you guys are planning to run a campaign, make sure you're doing it not on the basis of influencer demographics, but on audience demographics. Even if you're using first, make sure to validate that audience is actually relevant of that influencer. You could do other means like, say if you're working with 10 influencers, make sure either they have an overlapping audience or they don't have an overlapping audience at all. Depending on several things. Do you want the same guy to get hit by 7 different influencers in a period of 4 weeks? Or do you want to reach out to as many unique people as possible? Right? So the importance of audience comes and plays a very critical role in now running your influencer marketing campaigns. We'll also show you an example of one of our brands, how they were looking at certain very niche sort of influencers, hyper-local, and how were they able to do it through some of these new technologies that are coming in play. But before we do that, the third and most important thing, which I think a lot of your brand marketing managers don't like to answer, which is returns. But a lot of performance marketing people question, why is this guy given any marketing budget at all when he's not generating any returns? We are seeing a trend where a lot of these activities that we're doing currently towards branding is moving towards performance, even at influencer marketing stage, and rightly so. If you're paying someone, you would expect something back in from them. Now, it may not be the same level of returns that you'll generate from probably creating an ad. That would not make sense to Meta, right? The moment you start doing it, Meta will say, okay, great, guys, let's just decrease the reach of this influencers by another 50%. Because they don't want influencers to end up giving higher reach than their ads could. right? So at any point in time, if you have that in mind that performance marketing, I can beat through influencer marketing, that's not gonna happen, right? And in fact, you could see an example. Earlier, Instagram used to show the content to all your followers. 4 years back, 5 years back, they started saying that, okay, I'll show it to 10% of your audience, and based on the engagement, I'll keep increasing it, right? So slashed. Absolutely disaster. But then again, influencer marketing came back stronger because people realized it's not just for reach, and you should not ideally just target that. But should you stop looking at that as a metric? Absolutely not, right? And that's where marketing managers get confused. But we do recommend that you actually track all your campaigns down to the level that if an influencer is doing 4 stories across 4 platforms, or 1 story, 1 reel, 1 YouTube, 1 TikTok video, you understand what channel is working out better for you, right? Is it TikTok that's generating higher sales, or is it YouTube that's generating higher sales, right? And that's probably a right way of doing influencer campaigns. And there are tools today that helps you integrate with your Shopify, integrate with your Amazon affiliate program, and quickly give you that data. If you need help, I'll be here. I can help you with some of those tools that you can use to track your influencer campaigns better. And last, we think there was, for the longest period of time, lack of regulations. What we definitely need is increased enforcement. I mean, it sounds very counterintuitive that regulations will make influencer marketing as a means which is supposed to be organic, more transparent, that this is an ad and not a organic post. Contrary, what we've realized and seen in the last 1 year working with brands is that campaigns where people have mentioned ad, sponsored post, have gotten higher engagement and converted higher than post which was similar, posted by similar sort of influencers where there was no mention of ads or sponsored post. The reason why this has happened is because we believe we are smart, but consumers are smarter. And when you try to push something which is not organic, but organically, it comes out as something very repulsive, right? So instead of doing that, it's important that you be transparent. One thing that we have to realize is that our industry has passed that stage where we were worried if this comes out that this is a paid post, will consumers be interested in going and checking out the product or website, right? Because it's paid. This notion has completely been changed. Today, I am going on Instagram and following those creators because I want to do product discovery. I want to see actually what all products that influencer is recommending to me. And I know that's a paid post. If you hide it, that's going to be a problem. So some of these ASCI guidelines, etc., with slightly better enforcement, will, I think, make the industry also slightly more stable, regulated, which I think is what we need. So I think these are the things that are present today and things that we are moving towards. I quickly wanted to talk about this. So if anyone's running campaigns, should definitely consider these points. Yeah, so I think we talked about advanced targeting, right? So the second point where we are talking about, you should look at not just your influencer demographics, you should look at audience demographics as well, right? Now, there are different ways. I'll talk about one brand that we work with. I wanted to cover a few more, but since it's 15 minutes, we're just going to be able to cover limited number of brands. So there is this app called Fingo, which is for shoppers, where people can discover products and offers present on your local outlets, right? So if I'm running a multi-branded store, I have 100 stores, I could basically use this product to help reach out to local shoppers, show them my products available at local outlets, and run offers and discounts and so on and so forth. Now for them, there are 2 particular things that you'll note. One is they're looking for hyper-local, and then they're looking for shopping audience, right? So if they want to reach hyper-local shoppers who could come and visit those targeted stores, what are the ways they could possibly do it? Earlier way was just going out, reaching out to an agency and saying, you know what, I need influencers, give me influencers from, let's say I'm from Ludhiana, let's say Ludhiana, right? Give me influencers from Ludhiana. They'll create a list of 100 creators and give you, without any relevance and understanding whether the person has even lived in Ludhiana. He may be a resident of Ludhiana living in Canada, but they'll give you that. And you will have to vet that manually, figure out whether the audience is actually from Ludhiana or just the creator is. And so many other things. So we'll quickly look at one example. Can we play the video, please? Of how you could use some of the tools that are available today to actually, I think there's a transition. Okay, so to actually target better. You'll see the number of influencers are changing as you put more and more filters. At one stage, it will become 0. I'll quickly explain you what's going on in here. But the way we talked, we are looking at Ludhiana audience, right? So we just quickly put in a filter where audience from Ludhiana is at least a third of all their followers. That was the first filter. Then we ended up putting brand affinity. Wanted to target influencers and their audience who was creating or who was looking at brands like Nike, for instance. And then we wanted to actually target people who had female audience. So not just female influencers because of female product, but also female audience, and at least 60% of the audience should be female. Then we did a few other things. We talked about age. We said audience age should be between 18 and 25. And this is how we actually narrowed down from 200 million influencers to bare minimum 8, right? So you're basically spending and wasting your money if you're not doing this exercise. You could reach out to 100 influencers, but go in this order, right? Go as detailed and narrow, and then start going wider and probably start seeing, okay, is there a different kind of influencer which works for me as well? Let's quickly go to, I think we largely covered, but this is one of the things that we wanted to talk about. These are 4 aspects that we've covered today. Since we are running short on time, what I'd rather do is take questions, and if you have any brand that you're running and you'd like to ask how you could do it or what you're doing, if you'd like to talk about, we could do that. Yeah, okay, so since we're running short on time, if you guys want to reach out to me, I'll be here outside. You could reach out and be happy to have a discussion on that. Thank you guys, thank you for your time. Hopefully this session was helpful. Thanks.